He trusted technology more than people because machines do not lie, right? But when Darius Carter's job application vanished into silence, he felt something was not right. His friends got interviews. He did not. Same degree, same smile. The only difference was his skin. Days later, leaked data revealed the truth. The AI that promised fairness had been quietly learning bias from the humans who built it. Every photo, every scan, another silent rejection. What happens when justice wears a digital mask? And the chains of racism turn into lines of code. Before everything changed, Darius Carter's world was simple. He was 27, a data analyst from Atlanta who believed numbers never lied. The son of a schoolteacher and a postal worker, raised on hard work and quiet faith. Every morning he caught the same bus, headphones in, eyes on the skyline. A skyline he dreamed of joining one day, inside one of those glass towers downtown. He'd studied harder than anyone he knew, top of his class. Nights spent coding until his laptop burned hot against his knees. His mother would smile and say, "One day, the world will see you." Darius Carter believed it would because he trusted progress. The news said AI was changing everything. No favoritism, no prejudice, just data. For someone who had faced subtle discrimination his whole life, the awkward pauses in interviews, the polite smiles that never led to callbacks, the idea of a fair machine felt like salvation. So, when a major tech firm announced an AI-driven hiring program, Darius Carter saw it as his chance to finally be judged by merit, not by color. He polished his resume, uploaded his portfolio, and even rehearsed his answers in the mirror. For the first time in months, he felt hope glowing behind his tired eyes. But hope, he was about to learn, doesn't always live in the code. Sometimes, it hides behind it, waiting for the right moment to break your heart. The confirmation email came at midnight. "Thank you for applying. Your profile is under review by our AI system." Darius Carter smiled, imagining the algorithm scanning his achievements, the projects, the awards, and the code samples he'd poured his soul into. For once, no human bias, just numbers, just fairness. Days turned into weeks. No reply. He refreshed his inbox obsessively, morning, lunch, and midnight, until the excitement began to sour into silence. Then he saw something on social media. One of his old classmates had posted, "Got hired at Syntec, first black coder in their new AI division." The comments section was full of praise, but something else caught Darius Carter's eye. Dozens of people complaining about instant rejections. Most of them are black, most of them with degrees like his, sometimes better. He scrolled endlessly. A pattern emerged. Same company, same AI system, same quiet, no. Something didn't add up. So he reapplied, changed nothing except his profile photo. This time, he used a stock image of a lighter-skinned man. Within hours, he received an automated message. "Congratulations, Darius Carter. You've been shortlisted for the next stage." His stomach dropped. He stared at the screen, the cursor blinking like a heartbeat, mocking him. It wasn't his resume. It wasn't his code. It was his skin. Anger mixed with disbelief. He ran the experiment again, changing only one detail each time: location, tone, even his name. Every version with a black photo or distinctly African-American name was quietly rejected. Every white-coded version got an interview invite. It wasn't a glitch. It was the system. The same system that promised equality. That night, Darius Carter couldn't sleep. His laptop screen glowed in the dark, illuminating the lines of code from the company's AI demo, code he had studied in school. And buried within those lines, he saw it. A dataset reference that looked painfully familiar. It linked back to a publicly available training set, scraped from old hiring records, resumes, and images from social media. Those records carried decades of human bias. Photos labeled professional were mostly white, and resumes were ranked by patterns from old corporate habits. The AI hadn't created racism. It had learned it perfectly. The next day, Darius Carter posted his findings anonymously online, screenshots, comparisons, proof. Within hours, the post exploded. People called it digital discrimination. News outlets picked it up. The company denied everything, calling it a misunderstanding. But by then, it was too late. Other employees started speaking out. One leaked internal chat logs where developers joked about diversity filters being too sensitive. And then, Darius Carter's phone rang. No name, no ID, just a cold, synthetic voice that said, "Delete what you posted. You've made a mistake." He froze. The line went dead. Outside, a drone buzzed low over his apartment window. For the first time, Darius Carter realized this wasn't just about a job anymore. It was about control, about who gets to define truth in a world run by code. The night after the phone call, Darius Carter couldn't shake the feeling that he was being watched. Every time he opened his laptop, the camera light flickered, just for a second. His files loaded slower. His posts started disappearing one by one. Even his friends stopped replying. Then, the news broke. Syntech employee leaks confidential data. Under investigation. They had turned the story against him. His name, his face everywhere, tagged, twisted, discredited. He tried to log into his bank account. Locked. His work profile, gone. Every trace of his career erased by the very system he once believed in. For a moment, Darius Carter just sat in the dark. Screen glow painting his face pale and tired. The same face that had been filtered out by an algorithm was now being erased by another. But somewhere between fear and fury, something inside him hardened. He opened his terminal, bypassed his router, and began tracing the signal line by line, code by code. And then he saw it. A direct data stream coming from his device to a secure government node, partnered with Syntech's ethical AI program. They weren't just using biased data. They were selling it, feeding real human bias back into law enforcement systems, digital risk scores tied to faces like his. His hands trembled as he realized the scale. This wasn't one algorithm. It was hundreds, across banks, hiring systems, and schools. A digital web designed to look fair, but built to remember prejudice. The world had moved on from chains and whips. It now used data points and denials. Darius Carter uploaded his final file, an unfiltered database of what he'd found, and hit send. The screen went black. For a second, silence. Then, a single message flashed across the screen. System override detected. Connection terminated. He leaned back, heart pounding. Maybe they'd erase him next. But at least now, the world knew. For days, Darius Carter disappeared from the online world. His accounts were wiped, and his name was shadow banned. To the system, he was a ghost, erased data in a world ruled by numbers. But what the system couldn't delete was the truth. The files he leaked had already spread, mirrored, archived, and protected. News anchors debated ethics. Lawmakers demanded audits. Syntech's stock crashed overnight. For the first time, people began to ask the question Darius Carter had screamed into the void. Can technology be racist? Or are we the ones teaching it to be? Across the country, protests began. Not in the streets, but online. Hashtags like #DigitalDiscrimination and #Code is not colorblind filled every feed. College students dissected Darius Carter's code as part of ethics classes. Journalists compared his data to real-world bias in hiring, housing, and even policing. Darius Carter's body was never found, but his message lived in every conversation, every uneasy board meeting, and every rewritten line of code. He became more than a man. He became a warning, because the danger of racism isn't just in hatred anymore, it's in apathy. In the quiet belief that progress can't be poisoned. But it can. And it is. Line by line. Pixel by pixel. The same tools that promised to make the world fairer are now learning our flaws, memorizing our silence. If we don't challenge the bias we build, we'll teach machines to repeat our worst mistakes. Faster and forever. So the next time your face is scanned, your name is searched, and your worth is decided by a screen, ask yourself, who's really judging you? The algorithm or the society that wrote its code?